So, Luke, it's
Hi.
been
Too long.
yeah.
Too long. Remember that thing that we said about it not being 2 months again last time?
Okay.
We were just kidding.
In all
We
seriousness,
were just joking.
in all seriousness, I blame you.
Listen. So do I, but you didn't have to come out so accusatory that time.
Well, because there have been times where I'm like,
There
"Hey,
have.
we need to record,"
There
and you're
have.
like, and you just say, "No."
Yeah, I'm aware. It's not that I'm just saying no.
And I will say, it's okay. Wait,
It's
finish,
not.
Finish that sentence.
It's that I have other stuff going on. Not that's more important than you. It's not what I said. Don't take it out of context.
What I heard.
I just...
Mm-hmm.
What were you going to say?
I was gonna say it's not entirely your fault.
Right.
It's partially my fault as well.
Right.
Yeah, you say that like,
Right.
thanks for bailing me out.
Yeah.
Okay, so to get us started, I'm going to go ahead and, Thanksgiving just ended,
Yes, it did.
and so it's officially Christmas
Also,
season.
a lot of people eat basically the same meal at both. Which is weird to me.
Almost. Not entirely.
We usually switch turkey for ham
Yeah.
at Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas ham.
So, okay, if you had to take away, this is our cold open, if you had to take away one Thanksgiving side dish.
Cranberry sauce.
Besides cranberry
That's
sauce.
the only one that's not good.
Right, because everyone's going to agree with you except for, how do I say this?
Weird people?
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say interesting people. Unique people. How about that?
That unique.
Yeah.
Unique is good.
Yeah, uniquely far away from me.
Okay, so not cranberry sauce.
Correct. Cranberry sauce I feel like is that's the most argumentative one. So
Can I say two options and it just depends on the mood that I'm in which one I would get rid of? Or do I have to commit?
you got to commit.
I think I'm going to have to go with green bean casserole. Because
your aunt doesn't know how to make it
no, it's actually pretty good, but I eat green beans more
throughout
around the year.
Sure.
The other contender was sweet
Sure.
potato casserole, but that's more of a uniquely Thanksgiving thing.
So I'm not a sweet potato guy, mainly because it's not that I don't like sweet potatoes; it's that sweet potatoes don't like me. Sweet potatoes are very good, actually.
Yes, they are.
So my wife's family makes a pumpkin dish,
Okay.
and it's like baked pumpkin,
Okay.
and it's literally just pumpkin puree,
Ew.
butter,
Ugh.
and sugar.
That's not.
Dude, no, it's so good. It is
that's
so
not.
good. It is so good. There's probably more stuff in that. I'm a simpleton, so
That just sounds like
no, it's so
pumpkin
good.
pie, but you skip some steps.
It's like pumpkin pie but fatter.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so good.
I'm
It
not
is
going
so
to get
good.
on that train with you. I'm sorry.
I'll have Sid make you some. It is so good.
She can try.
Do you like pumpkin stuff?
Yeah.
Do you like pumpkin pie?
Yeah.
It's pumpkin pie on steroids.
Now, I don't like pumpkin pie as much as pecan. If I'm given the choice, it is pecan.
Duh.
Yeah.
Okay. We can still be friends. That's good.
Yeah, right.
My one dish, thanks for asking, that
was my...
I would take away, and this one will be controversial.
Okay.
Stuffing.
Whoa. Hey. No. That was a really funny joke, but now tell us what your real one was.
That's the real one.
So
let me let me ask you something though. Is it called stuffing or dressing?
Oh, it's called stuffing.
Thank you.
You stuff it in the turkey.
What if you don't stuff it in the turkey?
We're talking about Thanksgiving.
Right. I'm just saying, what if you don't stuff it in the turkey?
We're talking about Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Not some made-up bad holiday. We're talking about Thanksgiving.
Okay. Hypothetically, you don't put it in the turkey. What's it called?
You leave and you go to someone's house that can cook.
My wife's going to kill you.
That's fine.
I'm just kidding. She doesn't listen.
I said,
you're talking to no one.
hello. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt.
What's going to happen is somebody that does listen is going to tell her.
That's probably
And then that's how I die.
Or some random person named Sydney is like, hello.
I'm married to who?
Hello to all of the people named Sydney. Shout out.
Sure. Whatever, man.
Anyway.
The other one would... All right, I'll give you a second. Well, what's the second one? Because now I'm curious.
If it's not green bean casserole, it's sweet potato casserole.
That's right. Yeah, because then I brought up the pumpkin. Yeah. What are all the dishes?
Turkey.
I'm keeping the turkey because I will say... So we've also...
Turkey's a must.
The two turkeys I've had in recent years are from my father-in-law, Mike.
Yeah.
Who makes a bomb turkey.
Yeah.
Like, it's not dry. Like, it's actually... It's good. And then my side of the family, we're lazy, and we solve our problems by just, saying, I don't want to do it, so I'm going to buy it. And Mission Barbecue makes a solid Thanksgiving turkey.
Mission Barbecue,
bro,
really?
It's so good.
Huh.
It is so good.
I would not have expected that.
I wouldn't have either. My uncle Ronnie said, hey, we're going to do Mission Barbecue for Thanksgiving. I said, well, that seems a little sacrilegious, but okay. I was like, usually you eat turkey during Thanksgiving. He said, no, we're getting the turkey. I was like, okay. Dude.
Was this year?
This has been the last, 5 years.
Wow, really?
I'm always the one to pick it up, too.
Huh.
Yeah. Like, my dad will pay for it, and I'll go get it.
Interesting.
Because it's not far from my house.
And because you sneak a little on the way home?
No, it's, sealed.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Am I going to have to fight you right here on the podcast?
I mean, you did call out stuffing, so...
I did.
We might.
And you haven't swung, so I'm not scared.
There you go.
Mission Barbecue also has a dish called, I think it's half a bird or something like that. It's just chicken. It's literally just their chicken.
Their chicken is pretty good.
Because it's on the bone. It's literally half a bird.
Oh, legit?
Yeah.
Huh.
And so you get a wing, a thigh, a leg, a breast, all in one. And it is so good.
Huh.
It's because it's on the bone.
I've only ever had pulled pork from Mission Barbecue.
Oh man, you're missing out.
I need to
they've got all kinds of
branch
stuff.
out, I guess.
What are you doing tomorrow?
It's probably going to be a snow day tomorrow, so
I don't think it's going to snow like people say.
Staying at home.
I don't.
Working from home.
They cancel school, so I'm cool with it.
Right. I'll be working
now,
from
granted,
home
that's just more planning.
probably either way at this point.
That's just more on the back end I have to do. As a teacher, yeah, snow days are awesome, but at the same time...
Snow days are awesome the day of.
Yeah. But then, because we missed Friday, too.
Yeah.
We are so behind schedule.
Yeah.
I teach an AP class. I have a headache just thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, we have to take our unit test. Goodness. So today, guys, we are talking about
There's not a unit test on this.
No, there might be. Well, actually.
There's one really big test at the end.
Yeah.
But it's not like a multiple choice kind of thing.
No, it's cumulative.
Yeah.
Where you don't actually get to answer because all of your answers have already been answered.
And it is 100% of the grade.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was too long on the
and
metaphor.
There's no extra credit. Today we're talking about the qualifications and just characteristics of the role of deacon.
Hey. You're one of those.
I am one of those.
That was a really clever joke that I thought of way before.
So I'm hoping we can kind of check off the boxes as we go through.
You're sweating as you're going down the list.
Yeah, if we can't, I might be having some conversations with some people.
Yeah.
Self-evaluation is always good as a Christian.
That's true.
So
the next one's on ministers, so we'll get there eventually.
Hey, no, we're not eventually.
Next week-ish.
Sure.
Before the end of the year, definitely.
You can't make that promise.
Definitely.
You can't make that.
Definitely. Anyway, so deacons. There are sort of two passages that are the most relevant when it comes to this. The first one is Acts chapter 6, and the second one is 1 Timothy chapter 3. Which one do you want to do first?
I'm already open to 1 Timothy.
Okay, let's do that. 1 Timothy 3. So 1 Timothy, we talked about this last episode because we talked about elders last episode, 3 months ago.
Because what you'll notice is there's actually a lot of similarities, but a few distinctions.
That's true.
Between the two.
Because what Paul is doing here is, 1 Timothy is basically Paul writing Timothy a manual for ministry. And he says, if you're going to be the located minister at the church in probably Ephesus, where Timothy was. Here's some things you need to know. Here's some things you need to do. Here's some things you need to teach. And one of the things he needs to teach is, here are the qualifications for the 2 official offices in the church, which are elders and deacons. Talked about elders last week. That's in the first, I think it's 7 verses. I need to just open up to the passage. The first few verses of 1 Timothy 3. The next few after that are the qualifications of deacons. And like KT said, there's a lot of overlap, and there's a lot of the qualifications of both just make good sense and are things that, like, every Christian should strive for.
So that was something I had heard in a lesson one time, that while these are qualifications for, like, select positions within the body of the church, they're also attributes that every Christian should strive for. You know, things like being dignified, not being double-tongued.
Right.
Like that's just
having a good reputation.
Right. That's just being a good person and a good Christian, hopefully.
Right.
But do you just want to dive right into starting?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
So I'll read starting in verse 8 of 1 Timothy chapter 3. This is from the ESV version. Deacons likewise must be dignified, not double-tongued, not addicted to much wine, not greedy for dishonest gain. They must hold the ministry of the faith with a clear conscience, and let them also be tested first, and let them serve as deacons if they prove themselves blameless. Their wives likewise must be dignified, not slanderers, but sober-minded, faithful in all things. Let deacons each be the husband of one wife, managing their children and their own households well. For those who serve as well as deacons gain a good standing for themselves, and also great confidence in the faith that is in Christ Jesus.
Pretty solid list.
I would agree. And again, a lot of this, I think, is pretty consistent with the good characteristics of a Christian.
Yeah. So, first one that, like, jumps off the page to me, verse 8 is pretty straightforward. Like, you can pretty much pick up on what all those mean. Verse 9, holding the mystery of the faith with a clear conscience. That's noteworthy because when Paul uses the word mystery in his letters, he's talking about a specific thing. And the specific thing that he's talking about is the fact that Gentiles can also be Christians. So the church is not gatekept to just the Jews anymore. It is something that anybody can be a part of. So basically what he's saying here, holding the mystery of the faith with a clear conscience, basically means you look at everybody the same. You're not going to show favoritism. You're not going to show partiality. You're not going to say some are less than. You're not going to say some are inferior to. In the mind of the deacon, and really, because we're talking about this, like, in the mind of the Christian, everybody is the same. And that's based on, like, Peter says in Acts chapter 10, when he's talking to the first Gentiles about becoming Christians, he says, God shows no partiality. God sees us all the same. We as Christians should see each other the same, and especially if you're going to be asked by the church to hold a specific role, you should see everybody the same.
Right. There can't be any bias. There can't be
Right.
any favoritism, anything like that, because once you start leaning more towards a certain group of people, well, that's when you're leaving people out, and that's totally against the whole point of the gospel.
Right.
Yeah.
In verse 10, it says these men must also first be tested. That's probably a reference back to verse 6, where in the description of elders, he says, let them not be a new convert, or the King James says a novice, because he will not become conceited and fall into condemnation. So don't make somebody who is freshly, like, if they're still probably in your new converts class at church, probably not a good idea.
I will say this is something that makes a lot of sense, and I think it's also something that our elders did really well for when I became a deacon. They had asked me a good while back, like, they asked me at the beginning of the year, they asked me in, like, it was December of
23.
Whoa.
Yeah.
December of 23. I was not officially made a deacon until the following, like, summer.
Yeah.
The whole time between when I told them yes, I think it was January, I told them that I would do it. I started doing the responsibilities of the position that they wanted me to in January of 24, and I was made a deacon summer of 24. So that one kind of I think that's actually pretty applicable. I was seasoned. I was how does it put
tested.
it? Yeah, I was tested. Like
It's not a flippant thing.
No,
and it's not just like a we've talked, you're in kind of deal.
And it at the same time, it could be somebody that's been tested in other ways, and they're confident in that person to fulfill whatever role it is as a deacon that they would want them to. But in this particular thing, like so, I'm the deacon of the media, streaming, technology.
If it happens online, KT's in charge of it.
Right. And so they didn't know if I could do that stuff.
Yeah. And that's
I didn't know I could do that stuff.
See, part of what this means, I think. So you're going to have different deacons doing different things. Like we at Westside have a deacon that's in charge of benevolence and a deacon that's in charge of each of our 3 fellowship teams have one. You're the media and online guy. I think part of what it means when it says must be tested means, are we matching the people to the things that we want them to? Like, does their skill set align with what we want them doing?
Yeah. Is this the best person for this
job,
specific position?
Because you got so this sort of gets into Acts chapter 6, just to bring that in here. The reason that the first deacons were appointed was because there was a specific problem that the apostles basically just didn't have time to solve for themselves. And that's not because they didn't want to. It's because they're the apostles.
They literally did not have the time or resources.
They kind of got a lot going on.
Right.
Especially because this is in the early days before the church spreads out really far. And it's literally like 10,000 people in Jerusalem trying to be the church. Yeah. The apostles, it's 12 guys trying to run a church of 10,000 people.
Right.
They don't have the time. So the specific problem was there were widows who were being neglected in the daily distribution of like food, clothing, and funds. And in order to tackle that problem, the apostles appoint deacons, so it's the 7 first deacons in the church at Jerusalem, to tackle that problem specifically. That gives us a pattern for why a deacon is appointed and for what purpose. Basically, in the chain of command, if you want to think about it that way, that is laid out in the book of Acts, we have no apostles anymore, right? There were 12 of those. They're no longer with us. Instead, we have elderships who are the authoritative body sort of shepherding and overseeing
per congregation,
right? And by the same pattern that the apostles did in Acts chapter 6, the elders see specific areas of work that need at least one guy over them. I know of congregations that have like 2 deacons over the evangelism program or 2 deacons over the benevolence program. It just depends on who you've got for what job. But the deacons are appointed by the eldership to specifically run that thing. Like when you're the deacon of buildings and grounds, we have Fred, who's the deacon of the buildings and grounds here at Westside, and his job is the maintenance, the cleaning, the like any outdoor projects that need to happen. That's Fred's thing. That's a really easy example, but like that's what the deacons are there to do.
So it's actually pretty funny because, like you said, our job is to take things off of the elders' plates.
Right. Because they are the shepherds and the overseers.
So before I started doing this, one of our elders was doing it.
Right.
And so I was literally taking it. So this is for all of my sports people. The way that I know you rolled your eyes. You're not a sports person. It's fine. Go Preds.
There you go.
All right.
Not this season.
So I am an assistant coach. My title with our football team is I'm the associate head coach and defensive coordinator. I didn't start there, right? My very first job was an assistant coach. I was the quarterbacks coach at a middle school in Franklin County, right? And that's where I started.
Yep.
And then I went to where I'm at now, and I was the defensive backs coach. And then I was the defensive pass coordinator. And then and then now I am where I am today. The role of an assistant coach, regardless of what position or what you're doing on the team for the team, your job as an assistant coach is to make sure that the head coach's job is as easy as possible.
Yeah.
You are taking things off of his plate so that he doesn't have to worry about them.
He's the guy that has to see the big picture.
He's the guy that has to manage everything. And if he's worrying about So he has to take care of the A, B, and C. And if he's too busy worrying about X, Y, and Z, everything in between is going to fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
And so an assistant coach, a deacon, is responsible for the X, Y, and Z so that they can manage the big picture, right? They can manage the flock.
It's funny that you say that because I was going to bring up one of the analogies that I have heard to talk about elders and deacons and ministers in the context of a congregation, and it's actually the analogy of a football team. So
hey,
the elders and deacons are the coaching staff, and the elders are like head coach and coordinators. This is one of the ways in which, like, the metaphor kind of falls apart a little bit because all the elders are on the same playing field.
They're all head coaches. It's fine.
They're all head coach. Imagine a football team with like 5 head coaches or whatever.
Sure.
However many elders you have. Elders are head coaches. Deacons are the rest of the coaching staff because
the assistant coaches,
what you just said. Like, they take things off the elders' plates. They make sure that things run the way that they're supposed to run on a like micro
What
level.
are you, the equipment manager?
The ministers are the quarterbacks and the team captains because the tendency is to
always blame the quarterback, right?
Right.
Oh, no.
The tendency is to fall into what one of my mentors calls pastor syndrome, where because like the quarterback is going to be the most...
You're the figure.
Right.
You're
the quarterback's
face,
going to be the most recognizable.
You're the face of the franchise.
The preacher's going to be the most recognizable because they're the ones always preaching and teaching, and they're one of the main evangelists trying to go study with people, and they're one of the main people like visiting members of the congregation. So they're the face, but how effective is your team going to be if you send 11 quarterbacks out there and no linemen and no receivers and no anything else? That's not going to go well. Like, they're athletic guys, but they're all trained to do their specific job. Whereas if you have a varied team with a bunch of different skill sets, that's how you get things done. At the same time, the quarterback, you have to have somebody on the field to look to sometimes, and that's sort of what the ministers are supposed to be to an extent.
Yeah, man, some people are running backs. They're quick on their feet. They know how to talk to people. Some people are wide receivers. They know how to handle different situations and adapt. Some people are linemen and don't want to talk to people. They just want to do all the heavy lifting. They want to be the behind-the-scenes people. They don't want the glory. Linemen don't ever get glory. Some people don't want glory. Some people don't want to be seen.
I shouldn't have introduced this metaphor.
You
so
should have.
Way
I am, and it's going to work.
But that's the thing. Like, generally speaking, it's a pretty good picture.
It really is. I agree with you.
Because the other thing that metaphor does, like, the quarterback has some power in terms of how the play happens. He's not the coach.
Right.
The pastor's not, or the preacher's not in charge of the team. The elders are in charge of the team.
Yeah. And they're the ones calling the big shots. The assistant coaches, the deacons, are the ones helping them with everything else that they need to help call those big shots. Everyone else is doing what they are supposed to for their role.
Exactly.
Because people have different gifts. Here's the thing. There are some people that are linemen that always want to score touchdowns, but they don't have the talent to do it.
Yikes.
And they're big people. So what do? They block for the people that can make the plays.
There you go.
There are a lot of people that aren't people, like they're not good at talking.
Mm-hmm.
They're not good at leading singing, right? They're good at praying, but in their own home.
They're not good at the visible stuff.
They're not, but they're still very, very good at something.
Mm-hmm.
For linemen, it's blocking. And yeah, they're not going to be seen a lot. People might not care too much. But if it's not for them,
the team falls apart without them.
The big plays don't get made.
Yep. And as like the cherry on the top of the cake.
Who's the kicker?
I have no idea. That's not what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
We do have the best team owner in the history of the league.
That is true. That is true.
It works.
I agree.
It works so well that I'm worried about you knowing that metaphor now.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna overuse that.
Anyway, back to the deacons specifically.
Sure. Yeah.
One of the reasons that it works is because one of the jobs of the deacons, and this is not a thing that is outright listed in either of the relevant passages, but it's something that I think makes for a really effective deaconship. Let's say I'm the deacon of the benevolence program, right? And I've been tasked by the elders specifically with running that. What's my first thing gonna be? Like, what's my first decision? My first decision is gonna be, I'm gonna pray about it, because no work of the church or otherwise is gonna work without prayer. My second decision is I'm going to survey the congregation and find 3, 4, 5 of the absolute best people at evangelism or at benevolence just naturally, like who are just naturally giving and think about ways in which the church could be giving. I'm going to find a handful of the people who are the most naturally gifted with that, and I'm going to ask them, how should we do this? Because one of the things that assistant coaches do is prepare the players in their specific roles to execute in their specific roles. And that's one of the things that a good deacon is really good at doing, is getting the right people to help in the right ways.
Yeah. Like when I became, I coach the linebackers now, and I didn't really, that's literally the one position I had never coached.
Yeah.
I had coached, I take that back, kickers. I've never coached kickers. I don't want to coach kickers. But I had coached everywhere, all over the field, except for linebackers. And when I found out that was going to be my role, I did anything and everything that I could to prepare for it. Because I'll tell you what, man, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not unprepared. If I know something big is coming, and I know that a lot's going to be riding on it, I am not going to be unprepared. I might not be the best at it, but I'm not going to be unprepared.
Right. Hence why our theme at Westside in 2025 has been prepared.
And
like
so
our elders know what they're doing or something.
Right. And so it's with this deaconship that I accepted, I'm not a huge tech savvy person. But when it comes to the stream, when it comes to the equipment that we have here at Westside, before I accepted everything, I made sure I was taught the ins and outs of our stuff.
Yep. And
so now Harry always likes to thank me, and I always try to stop him because I don't think I'd yeah. I don't know what it was with Harry's stuff, but during the quarter,
this is just the kind of person that Harry is. You could do the most, like, in the grand scheme of things, inconvenient thing to help Harry in such a minor way, and he will thank you for it for the rest of the time he knows
Yeah,
it.
he sure has. But the quarter that he taught, I don't know. It might have been my fault. It might have been that our HDMI cords are old. It might have been his computer's old. I don't know. But there was almost always something. Each class, there was almost always something, and you could bet on it. There were times where I came up here and I was just waiting. I was like, okay, what's it going to be today?
Something's going to go wrong.
And I would scramble, try to figure out how to fix it. And then eventually I'd fix it. I don't know if, I might not have done it as quickly as possible, but I got it fixed. And he said it today. He was like, yeah, KT's always got my back. And I'm like, he said, what he said today was, he's always just, him being there, his calmness, and ability to fix it was always so great. And I looked at him and went, calm?
You have no idea what you're talking about.
And he said,
that's what I
he was
doing.
like, yeah. I'm like, you did not see or hear the things that were happening in that booth upstairs, man.
Yep.
Because I was panicking.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, really? I couldn't tell. I'm like, sweet. That's a nice tint on that glass there.
I was going to say, the windows are tinted really well.
Yeah. But the whole point, and this is my understanding, the whole point of it is to be a servant.
Yeah, that's literally what the word means.
Yeah, the whole point is to serve at some capacity. And ultimately, who we're serving is our Lord. But we're serving the deacons in the position that they put us in, and we're serving our congregation, our fellow Christians, by executing that job to the best of our abilities.
Yep. It goes back to 1 Corinthians 12, where he says, every member of the body is important, right? Like, if everybody were an eye, body's not doing anything but seeing. Any of the other stuff that it needs to be doing is not going to happen. Whereas, again, football metaphor, body metaphor, whatever metaphor you want to use, it's that varied skill set, and one of the great things that deacons bring to the table, if they're doing it and doing it well, is accentuating the things that are the best about every member of the body. And doing so in a way that is active. And I think that's the other thing that is important to note about deacons, is that it's not a passive thing. Like, you're not just appointed to the office and you report at every meeting. It's more than that. It's
active.
It's constant. Not just like it's service, but it's even looking for ways in which the service could be better.
I will say this.
And pursuing them.
If you are a deacon or serving at the church at any capacity, and you feel like, yeah, this is a breeze, you are doing something wrong.
Yep.
If you feel like you just can kick your feet back and everything's going to be fine, you are doing something wrong.
And you know who else we could say that to?
Anybody.
Every Christian.
Yeah. If you feel like this whole Christian thing is a breeze, you are doing something wrong.
Now, that's not to say that it's impossible. And that's not to say that you shouldn't feel comfort as you do it.
No, but what I'm saying is that it is active.
But it's not...
It is not like you use the word passive. It's not a resting
thing. Yeah.
You use the word passive. Christianity is not a passive thing. It's not a passive lifestyle. It's something that you go and attack. It's something that you do consistently on a daily basis. There are no days off. Like, I remember when I trained for football, you had days off, and you looked forward to those days off.
Yeah.
It was something that you're like, man, Sunday's coming. Thank goodness.
Yep.
For multiple reasons. But you were just so excited for those days off. We have these things called dead periods where you're not, like, legally, you're not allowed to do any, like, activities with your team. Right? It's against the state rules for the league. I love those days. Right?
Because you legally can't work.
But what it does, I love those weeks because it allows me to go to the office and do the X's and O's and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of like prep.
The stuff that doesn't get done on the average day.
Right. And those, like, they're still active, but they're a lot more passive than the rest of the days.
Sure.
If you are taking days off as a Christian, it's not okay.
It's bad news bears.
It's not okay. You can take days off for a lot of things. I love PTO.
Yeah.
Man, that stuff's awesome.
Yeah.
The public school system that I work for, they said, we're done with sick days. We're done with these kind of days. And they just clumped it all together, gave you a bunch of days and said, PTO, take it how you want.
Yep.
And I was like, sweet. I love PTO because I get to take those days off. I love snow days because I get to take those days off. You don't get snow days. You don't get PTO because it's a commitment that you decided to make. And it is an active lifestyle.
You know what you do get? Heaven.
You want to talk about it off day.
That's worth it.
Yeah.
If nothing else, because you're with God at that point.
Yeah. That's
worth all the rest.
All the hard work. And it's, I'm going to stick with this football thing. You've started something.
Oh, boy.
Every team is always striving for some sort of championship. And you always say when you get to that championship, all of the blood, sweat, and tears that have been poured out are all going to be worth it when we win. Well, guess what? Judgment Day, that's when we win. All of the blood, sweat, and tears that you pour out in this life for our Lord, you get to win.
So, last metaphor, but it is football.
Yes.
And it's I'm stealing this from my uncle who preached this the Sunday after Thanksgiving. He said, sometimes you'll walk, especially like around holiday time, some people are walking in and out of rooms and stuff. Some people are there and they're watching sports for the rest of the day. And somebody will walk in and it's like 49-7 or something like that. And there's 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And you're like, the person walking in is like, why are you still watching this? What's the point of having this game still on? You know who's going to win. And the person sitting in the chair goes, yeah, I know who's going to win. I'm just waiting for the clock to run out. That's life. It's specifically life as a Christian. If you're not a Christian, you're still trying to win the game. You're still trying to fight. You're still trying to do what you can to get yourself ahead. You're still trying to win any points that you can. if you're a Christian, you're on the winning team. You're just waiting for the clock to run out.
Interesting.
It's pretty good.
So does that mean if you're on the losing team mid-game, you can just swap teams?
I mean, I guess, yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool. It's almost like the gospel is like the good news or something.
Right. Hey, guys, good news. You can take off that jersey, put on that one, and you're now winning.
There you go.
I'm for it.
You switch out a red for a white, and you're good.
I'm so for it. So something that I do want to note, within that same passage that we looked at,
Okay.
some of the qualifications, right?
Talking about 1 Timothy.
Correct. So they have to be tested. Some of the qualifications that we already listed. They have to be married.
Yep.
Okay. And something that we also note, it says their wives, meaning a deacon, process of elimination, must be male.
Yes. Same deal with elders, too.
Same thing with elders, because it says their wives, right?
Yep.
And obviously, homosexuality is banned within the Bible.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So
we
if
have
it says,
studies on these things, just
we
so
do.
you know.
So that means their wives, the deacons are, in fact, men, and they must have children.
Yes.
Managing their children, okay, and their households well.
Yes.
Meaning they're not letting them kids be all willy-nilly, doing what they want. It shows that that person has structure
and maturity.
Both within himself, within his marriage, and within his household.
Yes.
And all of those things kind of encompass, like you said, that maturity of and that mental state of the priorities that that person has.
God is not going to entrust the leadership of his family to people who don't know how to lead a family.
Well said.
Elders and deacons.
Well said.
And that's pretty much it.
I was going to say, I think I've said my piece.
The rest of it kind of straightforward.
I agree.
And we are at 37 minutes.
So right around where we should be.
Yeah, we're just that good.
Sweet.
And so is the Bible.
Agreed. Amen.
Mostly that second one.
Amen. We got to record
we really do.
Like next week.
Yeah.
We're going to do our best, guys.
We're going to do, I'm saying it.
Okay.
I'm putting down a flag.
Sure.
We're going to record and release at least one more episode by the end of the year.
No.
It's going to happen.
Don't give me that.
It's going to happen.
That's ridiculous.
It's fine.
It's got to be more than one, man. It currently, today, is December 7th.
There are only 2 studies left in the series.
Then what? Then let's do 2 more.
Okay, I'm saying at least one. That 2 is at least one.
Don't you ever settle for mediocrity.
Wow. My own lesson back in my face.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I said it.
For those of you who are at Westside, shun him.
At least you know I'm listening.
This is now officially
At least you know I'm listening when you preach,
yeah,
jerk.
Sure. This is now officially a turf war. I'm starting it.
We're on the same turf.
Touche.
You're ridiculous.
Thanks.
Well, everybody, thank you so much
we're
for
strange
being
people.
a part of this episode.
We really haven't recorded in way
Valid
too long.
Bible studies. It's always a privilege. It's always a pleasure. And we look forward to talking to you again next week.
Yep, definitely. By the end of the year, that's what he said.
Take care, folks.